Welcome back to the Tydirium Hangar. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today on this wonderful San Diego Comic-Con weekend, whatever you want to call it. And taking a break from all of that, talk some Transformers. Well, there's going to be some other stuff to talk about in here, but it's the point of flocking to negativity. And a lot of people do it. A lot of collectors do it. It's just a human thing. It's humanity. It's part of humanity. But why do so many collectors, so many people flocked to negativity so often? And it's kind of interesting. There's a little psychology behind it. There's more to it than just, well, it's not that everyone's a bad person and wants to see other people feel bad or feel their pain. There's actually quite a few reasons why people do this. They tune into it. And I actually have a little bit of my own data from all this that we're going to get into talking about, and I can explain all of this coming up. All right, so I saw this topic discussed by Reno on the Toy Traps, what he calls his channel now. And the thing is that he touched on a lot of points that I'm going to touch on, so I'm going to give him a shout out to that. But I'm not reiterating his video. In fact, I already knew exactly what he was going to be discussing as soon as I saw his thumbnail, and it was a good watch. So you might want to check that out if you are interested in this topic. But you know, the first reason why people flock to the negativity and they cling to this negative aspect of collecting or tune into those videos, it's out of curiosity. A lot of people are like, well, why is Mike canceling this thing here? And yes, it's Transformers, but I don't want to call out any YouTubers negatively because that's probably the best way, like, to prove this point. So I'll show it on my channel and what I've done. And this, I canceled just because I didn't think it was worth the price. And I heard that it's the lowest selling, poorest performing classified item ever, and it's just because of the price. It's not a bad item, it's just the price. That's why I canceled it. This was a pretty high performing video for me recently, and it's not so much that it performed like massive numbers. It only did like 7,000. It's that it did 2,000 or 3,000 the first day, but it just kept adding to it for a whole week, which means people kept flocking to this negativity here. And I wasn't trying to be negative, I was just getting my point across. There's a lot of people flocking to negativity over this guy, and the thing is that this Devastator from Fans Toys has its issues. There are some issues. It's not perfect. It's a bit, in my opinion, it's a bit rushed. So there's a lot to that. But have I made a video just slamming this thing? No. If I made a video just trashing this, everything that's wrong with it, Fans Toys has got to do better. This is unacceptable. Just all this. It'd probably get a lot of views. It probably would. But that's just not me. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not, and the reality is I do like views. I love the views. They're great. But I'm not trying to get 1 million views on a video. I just, in this space, it's not really going to happen. And if you're manipulating people to do that, then I would assume eventually people get wise to that and they'd stop clicking, kind of like this. I like Graham Stephan. He's in the finance space. He's got 4 or 5 million followers, but he got real clickbaity with his videos and always kind of fear-mongering. But at the end of the day, it's not really anywhere near as bad as this clickbait made it. But that it's the game. I'm not calling him out as saying he's a bad person or doing. He's playing the game the way it needs to get played. If you want to get 5 million subscribers and you want to get 700,000 to 1 million views, you got to play that game on YouTube. So the next point is kind of this whole safety thing, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's the second up to safety needs: personal security, employment, resources, health, prosperity. But if you think about right now in modern era, we have a situation where your safety, your needs are not met without finances. So money and finance, they're closely tied to your safety. And with that, you've got to watch your money and your finance. So if you're putting $200, $300, $500, $1,000 on the line, or even $100 on the line for a figure that's not going to, you're not going to see the payoff, you're not going to see the maximum utility from that item, then of course people are going to want to find out. They're going to want to protect themselves. Then of course there's the question of quality and breakage and Does it have decent paint? Is this what I want? People tune into reviews to basically find out, is this going to scale with their figure? Is it going to operate the way it should? And is it going to look right? How did the paint come out? And all that kind of stuff. For the most part, so some people tune in for the transformation and all that kind of stuff too. But I found that these are great figures with one minor issue when it comes to the feet, which hasn't really caused me any issues personally at all whatsoever in posing them or transforming or anything. So but they've got a lot of hate for it. So a lot of negativity brought on to them, X-Transbots, but we'll get into a little more on that here in a bit. But they got a lot of what I feel is a little unnecessary negativity. Would I have liked the feet to be engineered differently? Yes. Is it a deal breaker? No. Is it worth making a whole video bashing them, or is it worth threads on Facebook bashing it? Not at all. I think there's kind of a thought process about if somebody's negative about something, they're bashing, just trashing something, that they're being honest. This is their pure honesty. Like I can't stand this He-Man movie. It's so horrible. It's honest. The thing about Pixel Dan is I didn't really watch a lot of his content. Like, I'd catch a video here and a video there, and I'd just feel like, yeah, he's super excited about what he's talking about, great. But a lot of people try to put him in the shill pocket. And most recently, I watched a lot of his old She-Ra videos, and I felt like he was very honest. He criticized them where they need to be criticized, and at the same time, he was honest and upfront about that he got them as early review samples. And that makes me wonder how much of his classics collection he got for free, which there's nothing against that, no problem with that or not. It just shapes my thinking about early days and how these people got so much stuff to review. It was like, I was thinking, well, what if I were doing reviews? I don't think I can afford all that and every single thing that comes out. But he's very honest. He was honest in this full spoilers discussion. He had a lot of negativity about the movie. Not that the movie itself was bad, it's just certain points of it that really bothered him. So with that though, he never made a video slamming it or being negative, and partially probably because he's a friend of Mattel, and which people consider, if you're working with the company, as a shill. But at the same time, he didn't hold back. Now, some people will tune into negativity for other reasons. Like, I've got that on pre-order. I might need to cancel it. Now, I don't have any official word on if this thing is officially canceled, but I just recently heard that it's canceled and it'll never get made. I don't know if that's accurate or truthful. I got my $1 on the line. If it shows up, it does, and if it shows up, great. If it doesn't show up, I'm disappointed. Actually, I would like to see it. I've got the Blue Lobster, which is a PVC, slightly articulated PVC figure, which looks great, by the way. Looks very cartoon. I think this would still be better. X-Transbots, I still want it. It really is hip to bash on X-Transbots. I see it in my comments all the time. I see it in other people's videos. There's a lot of negativity about bashing X-Transbots. Do they deserve some of it? Yeah. Yes, they do. They deserve plenty. But, giving me the free Coot after, I really couldn't transform the 1.0, so I got the 2.0 for free. Well, I had to pay shipping, but that was stepping up. I mean, yes, X-Transbots has made some missteps, but they've also stepped up at the same time. So to say I forgive them, I say that I understand what I'm getting from them, and sometimes I'm pleasantly surprised. But people absolutely love bashing the X-Transbots. And of course, with this same figure here, this combiner hasn't been completed. People complain that they're working on a mini at the same time. They're working on a mini, making mini versions of figures they've already made. Probably a different team. I'm understanding it's a different team. But also, it could also be that they've learned some stuff from the Masterpiece. I don't know. It would be interesting to see how that all comes out. But we haven't gotten the full torso for this. And some people are saying that it's going to be a separate piece from the Hotshot. So it's, there's a lot of issues. And people are bashing this because it's held up by pins or whatever. It's not exactly holding its own weight yet. So there's a lot to it. But at the same time, at least they're showing progress. Or is this the same progress from 2 or 3 years ago? Now, this is kind of a double-edged sword right here, but Misery loves company. That's another reason people will tune into the negative stuff. They will tune in for multiple reasons. Now, the whole phrase "misery loves company," you assume that, like, I'm upset about my broken Dune Rider. Yes, I've broken a couple of figures in my day. My broken Dune Rider upsets me, and so I want to tune into someone else that broke their Dune Rider. But that's not exactly how it works. It could be anything someone's miserable about. They're not happy right now. They're just grumpy and irritated and upset. And tune in to see someone else that's having a hard time with it. Oddly enough, that makes people feel better sometimes. It's really a strange psychological function. More or less, it's the misery loves company, but it's also saying that you're not the only one out there with struggles. You're not the only one that's got problems. You're not the only one that has issues. You're not the only one that broke something. You're not the only one that's had those problems. And so you could correlate and appreciate. And so when I made this video, now this is a confession of a YouTuber and a toy collector. I broke it at the very end of my video. I made it through the transformation. I made it through pretty much everything, and I broke it. And I didn't disclose it in the video because it was still early, and this is 5 years ago. Yeah, I was ashamed, embarrassed, all that stuff. So that's why I knew when I got the part I was gonna make this fix video, so everyone knew that I broke it. It's kind of a weird thing. Since then, if it breaks, it breaks, and I almost exaggerated for effect. If something breaks, because I think it's kind of fun, but that's the fun part of if you accidentally break 1 in 150 figures or something, then I think that's my rate that it's going. But people didn't tune into this because I didn't make a big deal and exploit it. They tuned into it more as a tutorial. Oh, okay, if I ever need to fix it, that's how I do it. Then that's great. Thanks, Mike. Then there's some haters that like to tune in and make some negative comments. I personally don't have a lot of haters, but okay. I have a lot of haters, they just left. They're gone. They threw a diva fit on the way out the door, and, they're gone. So, thousands of them. But it's okay. Haters, somebody once told me that, like, you haven't made it unless you've gotten a few haters, so. But with all of that, though, haters like to tune in to someone if just to enjoy their misery, I guess. They call it hate watching kind of stuff. But at the same time, though, I've never banned anyone for bashing me. I only ban people for bashing other viewers. That's unacceptable. Criticizing me, I take it all to heart, believe it or not. Speaking of haters and hating, oddly enough, I've got several comments hating on these. Like, you got a lot loving them. I'm gonna point that out. A lot of loving them, a little bit in hating them. But just so you know, I did pre-order these at the Show Z store, and it's $30 down. And I used to hate that. I used to hate the $30 down, but I like it now because I pay less when it shows up. I still don't really want to pay for everything all the way up front, but I am very happy that I can secure my pre-order and 100% know I'm going to get it. And remember, TH, support the reviewer, all that good stuff, all that fun stuff, if you want to help the channel out. Now, the reason I'm bringing up Show Z in this equation is not just because I'm just doing an extra round of shilling going on here. Fansway's FT50A Lord Zarek and Fast Track set of 2, 100% confirmed. I was still unsure if it was going to be a set of 2, if it takes the 2 of them to build the helmet and the face, and that's how it works, which it appears that that's what it is. But the fact that they could 100% confirm that it is a set of 2, because I had other people that were trying to say that no, you can just switch things around on them to have different looks, but it'd be one figure to do either one. And with that not being fully clarified at, what was it, TFCon? For me, I couldn't hear what they were saying. But right now it's 100% clarified right here, set of 2. And I like that kind of stuff. Several people are upset about the wheels along the, I guess, the neck. They don't like that. I don't know if there's a way to transform that out. Is there a way to anything to do about that? And a Fast Track turns into helmet, it looks like, and then Zarak is the head like it's supposed to go. And they say that there are supposed to be US and Japanese versions, so you can have both versions with it. But the point is that a lot of people are being negative about this. I'm straying again outside of Transformers because I'm not going to bash other YouTubers. I like Michael French at Retroblasting. I have a lot of respect for what he does. I don't agree with all of his points. I don't agree with them all of the time. But you don't have to. You don't have to agree with someone and still have respect for them and want to know their opinion. And when he made this video, I agreed with some of his points, but I disagreed with others at the same time. But he basically said that he canceled his Silverhawks figures, and this was a very obvious negative video. And he canceled them because of the fact that they were Primer Hawks and collectors wanted shinier looking figures, that they were still kind of shiny in the cartoon. The cartoon intended shininess, but it was kind of a cheaper animation kind of trick, and they looked kind of flat. And then the other thing was that they didn't announce that Copper Kid was coming just yet, and so there's a lot of reasons that he was just like, if I can't complete the team, I'm not going to invest money into it, which, by the way, no other company is going to complete more of a team than what Super 7's done with Silverhawks. But the thing is this dates right back to everything we've talked about. People were curious, why did he cancel it? Because he didn't tell you in the title. People were like, I've got pre-orders on the line. I want to watch my own safety and security. Then other people are talking about, is it do you have quality, or what is it? What's the issue here? And honesty, I don't think he lied. Not one word he said was a lie. He truly and honestly, that's how he feels. And with that, do people feel like he's honest because he was being negative on this topic? Well, he made a bold statement and he stuck to it. It's not like he's popped up, here's my Silverhawks collection. He stuck to it over the years. And then canceling the order. Now this is like here, people tune in. They've got money on the line. They've canceled these. And at the same time, pretty much every issue he had with the toy line is now resolved, but it's people that wanted the VAC Metal canceled all their standard ones and now could buy all the VAC Metal ones, so kind of helped save it in a way. People flocked to the negative, they did what they did, and a lot of people are happy they waited and got the VAC Metal, and other people are like, no, I actually still like the cartoon ones better, and that collection is going to be done sooner or later, sooner than later. So anyway, I'm curious what you guys think. This is not just a Transformer topic. This is not just fall into the Transformer world, but I see it a lot in the Transformer world. And I could have easily just called out a whole bunch of other people that are doing it and felt trashy for doing that. So I did it the way I did it, to not be negative, to make a video about negativity and not be negative. That's the goal here. But I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you see this every day? Do you get that urge to click on that button when there's something really negative? Oh, what happened? And do you hit all these points? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Have a good weekend. I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back Sunday. So damn, hang out.